Hello and welcome to Turkish Spotlight Secrets. It's the corner of YouTube where we trade the scroll through headlines for full-length stories. Find a quiet spot, loosen your shoulders, and give me the next 10 minutes. Because today we're unpacking a week in the life of two familiar names, Hazel Kaya and Kay Ulusoyda. Reads like a roller coaster. Script no screenwriter would dare pitch. Sudden illness, a midnight kitchen emergency, a rescue straight out of a rom-com. And somewhere inside that chaos, the quiet heartbeat of a mother counting the days until her baby girl arrives. Quick roadmap. How Hazel's natural empathy keeps backfiring on her health. The chain reaction of small disasters that culminated in a kitchen fire. Why Kay was the first person through her door with a fire blanket and a joke. The medical update everyone's been begging for. What this all means for the countdown to Hazel's delivery. The lesson hiding in plain sight for anyone who feels every headline a little too deeply. If in-depth stories like this help you breathe slower in a world of 20-second clips, please tap like and subscribe. If you'd like behind-the-scenes extras, raw interview notes, uncut audio messages, hit the join button below. Your support funds the research calls and transcription hours that turn rumors into verified timelines. 1. Why empathy can make you sick. Hazel Kaya has never been the bulletproof celebrity type. Colleagues say she cries at rap parties and tips twice the going rate to street musicians because they're working night shift under the moonlight. That emotional radar, while beautiful on camera, is also the reason she's been in and out of clinics this year. Doctors call it psychosomatic spillover. When bad national news or a friend's tragedy hits social media, her immune system interprets the headline as a physical threat. Cue migraines, faint spells, low-grade fevers, the sort of ailments tabloids misreport as mysterious viruses. Friends begged her to disconnect. She tried a digital sunset rule, no doom scrolling after dusk. It worked until a series of national accidents flooded every platform. Hazel stayed awake, forwarding donation links, answering strangers in her DMs, ignoring the stomach cramps, twisting under her maternity shirt. By dawn, she was so dehydrated her midwife ordered bed rest. 2 days later, she was back on set because production insurance only covers limited delays. That cycle repeated until last week's far stranger incident. Tonight of the burnt saucepan. The timeline. 2015. Hazel's mother leaves after dropping off homemade sutlak. Hazel decides to reheat lentil soup for dinner. 2022. She remembers an NGO webinar she promised to join. Props her phone above the stove and presses mute so the simmering doesn't drown out the speaker. 2048 webinar host shares footage of an injured stray dog. Hazel's eyes fill. She walks to the living room to text her vet friend about possible shelters. 2056. Smoke detector screams. The pan's bottom charred into a black disc. Flames licked the cabinets. And Hazel's first instinct, pregnant belly and all, was to grab the dog's water bowl. It splashed but didn't smother the fire. Panic set in. She dialed emergency services with trembling fingers, yet was too shaken to relay the exact apartment number. 3. The neighbor who arrived first. Enter Kay Ulusoyda. He rents a duplex 2 streets away while renovating his own flood-damaged house. He was out walking his foster greyhound when the smoke alarm echoed into the night air. Recognizing the building and knowing Hazel's condition, he sprinted. The doorman tried calling the unit. No answer. Kay bolted upstairs, pounded on the door, received a muffled "I can't open, it's too hot," and kicked the lock just as an upper cabinet wheezed sparks. Remember, a greasepan fire spreads upward, not outward. He shoved a canvas fire blanket standard in his dog-walking satchel after last year's studio set safety course over the stove, killing the flames in seconds. Then came the typical sitcom moment. Sprinklers activated, drenching 2 award-winning actors in grayish water scented like dusty pipes. But no cameras rolled, no heroic slow-motion music. Just a friend's coughing soot while the dog barked in the hallway. Hazel kept repeating, I'm sorry, it's a baby," until Kay cut her off. "If your baby has inherited your lungs, she's busy complaining about the smell. We're fine." That one line reportedly snapped her out of shock faster than any rescue inhaler. For hospital check, media leak, and misinformation cleanup, paramedics insisted on transporting Hazel for observation. Oxygen levels normal. Pulse elevated but stable. Ultrasound. Baby peaceful, hiccuping, probably annoyed by ambulance siren. She stayed overnight only because doctors wanted to monitor smoke exposure. Meanwhile, a neighbor's teenager sold blurry stairwell footage to an entertainment blog. Headline the next morning: Fire tragedy endangers pregnant actress. Here's what the headline missed. The fire lasted under 4 minutes. Damage confined to one cabinet and a cooker hood filter. Insurance adjusters filed it as minor domestic incident. No structural compromise. Still, sensational phrasing sells. Comment sections spiraled into debates about pregnancy, safety, marriage, rumors, and whether Kogay's gallant act indicated unspoken feelings. For the record, Hazel's husband, Ali Ate, was directing night shoots on location 300 kilometers away and reached the hospital by dawn, joking that he trusted Kokate to keep both stove and wife under control until he arrived. 5. The baby countdown. Hazel is 37 weeks along. Pediatric specialists cleared her the morning after the fire, advising extra hydration and reduced screen time. Posted one understated update. Kitchen smells of burnt steel, heart smells of gratitude. Baby still dancing. That line alone generated 400,000 likes in 2 hours proof. Her audience values sincerity over polished perfection. The nursery, by the way, survived unscathed. The only casualty was a half-assembled mobile that soaked up sprinkler water. Fans have already offered replacements. Hazel politely declined and plans to repaint the wooden clouds herself as smoke-kissed art. She joked. 6 lessons from a saucepan and a siren. Empathy without boundaries backfires. Caring for every headline until your body collapses ultimately helps no one. Fire safety kits belong in artists' lofts and suburban kitchens alike. 2 minutes of blanket training saved an entire apartment. Platonic rescue is possible. A male co-star can rush to help without romance subplots. Respect is its own narrative. Fans crave authenticity over curated bliss. Hazel's single post of smoky honesty resonated deeper than any magazine cover. Babies are resilient but rely on adult calm. Hazel's midwife said it best. Your daughter felt your fear. Now let her feel your peace. 7. Where things stand now. Hazel's series producers shuffled shooting days so she can rest. The kitchen is under renovation. Friends delivered pre-cooked iftar meals to avoid stove anxiety. Kake returned to dog-walking anonymity, leaving one gift: a magnetic timer labeled "Step Away and Breathe." 8. Closing thoughts. We often romanticize celebrities as immune to small domestic chaos. Yet one burnt pan reminded an entire fandom that stars forget soup on the stove, just like the rest of us. Crisis does not discriminate. But kindness travels fast sometimes on the legs of a neighbor with a fire blanket and a calm voice. Thank you for staying through the full story. Which detail hit you hardest? The psychosomatic fevers, the quick-thinking rescue, or Hazel's humble Instagram line? Leave your thoughts below. I read every comment. And if you value this kind of thorough storytelling, please like, subscribe, and ring the bell so you'll know when our next deep dive drops. Until then, breathe between headlines, keep a fire blanket within reach, and remember, caring for yourself is not selfish. It's how you keep the flame of empathy from burning down the kitchen.